Chapter 43. Michael. Why can't you be happy for me? I ask Dad. He runs his hand through his hair the same way I do. I can hear the clock on the mantelpiece ticking, and the same photo frames that have been there for 10 years stare back at me. He sighs before speaking. I just feel this is all happening so fast. I don't want you to rush into something you might later regret. You don't even know Jen yet. I've never met anyone like her before. Dad says nothing, but his scepticism is clear. A rush of anger surges through me. Sometimes it feels like nothing is good enough for you. I never said that, he snaps. You don't have to say it, I respond. It's in your expression, your attitude. I can't pretend to be happy about something if I'm not. You want me to lie? This is why you don't try to argue with lawyers. I take a deep breath. I want you to be polite and content to reserve your judgment until you know Jen better. By that point, you'll already be married, he says dryly. Classic Dad. Well, it's your choice whether you want to be involved or not, I tell him. But to help, not to control. You don't get to make decisions about our wedding. So you don't care what your mother and I feel anymore. We supported you through university, we helped you buy your house, and we're offering to help pay for the wedding. And all you can say is that I'm trying to control you. Why else are you brandishing a guest list with 20 extra people I haven't seen for years? My volume has increased to match his, and I realise that everyone in the house can hear us. I consciously lower my tone. Dad, I don't want to argue with you. It's not about arguing, he retorts with no sense of irony. People come into my offices every day to file for divorce. They all started out thinking they were making the right decision. It's a miracle that Mum isn't one of them. Biting my tongue, I walk away. The contrast when we arrive later at Jen's house could not be more stark. We've barely got out of the car when Katie mobs us, hurtling at Jen like a cannonball, screaming, "Ah, you're engaged!" She grabs me next for a crushing hug and pulls us inside, where Jen's dad is waiting to greet us too. Look at the ring! Isn't it gorgeous? Katie holds Jen's hand under his nose. Let me take my coat off, Jen laughs. Anyone want some fizz? Her dad offers. We settle in front of the TV, squidging up on the well-worn but comfortable sofas. Things are much simpler here. There's no expectations, no hard stares or raised eyebrows. I feel my shoulders relax. I didn't realise how hunched and tense I've been on the whole drive over. Why does Dad still have the power to raise my blood pressure through the roof? I just want to get married. I'm emotionally spent, physically exhausted, but thinking about him makes all the anger churn up inside me again. You look tired, Jen says, placing her wine glass on the coffee table. Are you driving back tonight? I think I'll go to my place, get a good night's sleep, I tell her. Make sure you text your mum, she reminds me. The guilt is instant. I know Mum will be disappointed I'm not back there later. She always says I'm never there as it is. But I can't face Dad again tonight. In the end, David provides me with the excuse I need, messaging me to ask if I can call into the school site tomorrow. Even the chaos of unexpected asbestos is more attractive than spending time with my parents. School emergency. Will be over as soon as I can leave, I text. Then I sigh with relief as I turn out the light. I've seen David in a number of heated situations, his girlfriend's failed live stream being the most recent, but this time he seemed really out of his depth. The sky is clear and the ground is icy as I step out of my car the next morning. Expecting the car park to be fairly empty at 8 a.m. during a school holiday, instead it looks like a number of senior team are here, along with some vans and heavy-duty vehicles. It isn't hard to find David. He's wearing a builder's yellow hard hat and he's shouting at Jeff. I need solutions, I hear as I approach. We have 8 classrooms out of action and we can't let the fact that it's 3 days before Christmas stop us from sorting this out. Sure, we'd all rather be somewhere else than here right now, drinking mulled wine and wrapping presents. The sooner we can crack this, the sooner we can all go home. He checks his phone, muttering expletives, and Jeff looks unimpressed. Janet Pachelbel stands shivering in a heavy winter coat, but clutching a clipboard. Michael, David greets me with relief. There is a hint of vulnerability behind his guarded expression. I can't help it. I do feel sorry for him. Hey, I say, meeting eyes with the others. Do you want me to go inside and make some coffee? That would be great, David says, looking down at his phone again. Jeff, could you give me a hand? I ask. I figure getting him out of there is probably the best way to diffuse the tension. He walks with me into the main building, along the corridor to David's office. This must be stressful, I say, redundantly, but it gets a grim smile from Jeff. Maybe I should get signed off with anxiety, he jokes, then looks as if he regrets it instantly. Don't tell David I said that, will you? I shake my head, preparing the coffee machine. I'm not going to drop you in it, I reassure him. I know what David's like. Is he always like this? Jeff asks. Wanting the impossible? Yes. I hand Jeff the first coffee. He deserves it. If you and Janet stand your ground, you'll be okay. He'll have to back down. But he'll try and make out that she suggested something different behind your back. Just don't believe him. Jeff gives a short laugh. I thought you were his friend. I hold up the next cup of coffee. I'm making coffee to try to make him human. That says it all. Sometimes I wonder if this job is worth it. Jeff sips his coffee and looks at me thoughtfully. He is this guy on senior team just like I'd like to be one day, but he's questioning it. You're always going to get bad days, I say, more to convince myself. This too shall pass. Jeff sighs and shakes his head. I think it's only just beginning.